So guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about the things you must know before you start paramotoring and the thing you must know before you decide to get into paramotoring, because there's a lot of misconception about the sport. But anyway, let's get down to it right now. Good morning, everyone. Oh, should I say good night? About to go to bed, and I was thinking about a couple stuff. I was on Facebook and I posted on the forum, what is one thing you wish you knew before starting paramotoring? And I got a bunch of answers. For me, my number one conception of paramotoring is like, you can fly from anywhere. That's the number one. No, you cannot fly from anywhere. It just doesn't work that way. It's easy to think that it works that way because there's just little regulation. I guess the number one should be private property or not private property. Public land, you know, how's the site? Is there trees all around? Is there houses? Is there power lines? Is there animals? Is there roads? Is there like people? But then you gotta ask yourself this question. Is it a public place? Is it a private property? If it's a private property, you have to have authorization from the owner, which most likely it's not gonna happen. We all know that. I mean, if you're lucky enough, you can. And some people say you better ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. I don't know how I feel about this. All right, cool. Public land, you can take off from it. Now, what's the next step after that? Airspace. Is the airspace clear? Can you fly on that airspace? Okay, airspace is clear. Now, what's around your LZ? Is it a congested area? Is it a bunch of houses, a bunch of people? So there's so much into it that you don't know when you first look at videos. There's so much, at least for us in the USA, because we have FAR 103 that we need to go through and then we need to comply with. That's all the reasons why you can't fly from anywhere. For the one that flies, we all know that the weather is a massive, enormous, gigantic part of our sport. The weather's not good, then we can't fly. Plain and simple. That's why we have sunrise and sunset. That's the best time to fly, right? We want to avoid thermals and all this fun stuff, rowdy air, high wind and all those things. So you can't fly at any time. You have to know the weather. You have to learn how to read the weather. You have to study the weather, but not only where you fly, but around your flying area, because things can change really fast. So you cannot fly at any time at all. If you think you can, you cannot. Now, number three. Oh, it's the cheapest form of aviation. Correct. But is it cheap? It's not cheap at all. If you compare it to buying a Cessna, I get it. It is cheaper, but it's not cheap. You're gonna easily be spending a lot of money over time, especially when you become a good pilot. You wanna experience new wings, maybe a new engine, maybe new accessories, take trips, places to fly, maybe get a new helmet, maybe get a new reserve, and it just go on and on and on and on. So it is not cheap, guys. You can stay and keep it at a low price, but if you love the sport, you're gonna invest yourself and you're gonna invest your time and you're gonna invest your money. Tell yourself whatever you want, but you will. That's just a fact. Everybody that got into the sport thinking it was cheap, now a year later, they ended up, wanting a new wing because the one they started with is too slow, or they're not keeping up with their friends, or it's not spicy enough, or blah, 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 and they wanted to go for a smaller size. No, it's not cheap. Number four. Oh, it's an easy hobby once you learn how to fly. And after that, you can just go and, grab your gear, load it in your car, go to the field, fly. Nope. Time consuming as hell. Super time consuming, because it's not just you to grab your gear and you go fly. If you live in California, where I live, forget it. Every time I go fly, it takes me, for one flight, I need at least 4 hours of no flying. That means I have to prep my stuff. I have to load my car. Right? It takes me like 20-30 minutes. Then I have to drive minimum an hour, get to the LZ, wherever it is, have to unload, have to unpack, have to set up everything, warm up my engine. Think about like an hour drive. So 30 minutes, an hour drive, 30 minutes to set up. That's 2 hours. Then you fly however long you want to fly for, right? Sometimes 30 minutes, sometimes 10, sometimes an hour, sometimes 2 hours, sometimes all day. And then you pack, 30 minutes to pack, drive for an hour and a half, depending on traffic. Get home, unpack everything, 30 minutes, and then you're done. It's not as easy and as fast as it seems to be. So time consuming. And even beside the time that it takes for you to get ready, go to your LZ, fly, pack, and come back, it's gonna take even more time because you're gonna be passionate about the sport. You're gonna wanna spend more time learning about different things. Take time to go to fly-ins, take time to watch videos. engine that we have in our paramotor, doesn't matter which one, they are not reliable. Want it or not, accept it or not, they are not reliable. Very few people hit 50, 100 hours without any issue at all. It can be something as little as like the carb is not adjusted properly, so it doesn't start, so it stalls, or so whatever. It's still a headache. It's not reliable. Something can happen at any time. So there's something you need to keep in mind. That's gonna happen to you. It happens to everyone sooner or later, on the ground or in the air. It doesn't matter. It happens. I'm not gonna talk about what happens if it happens, but it happens. There's a constant brainstorm about what could go wrong, why it's going wrong, why it's doing this, why it's doing that, how can you avoid this, how can you avoid that. So talking about not being reliable, you know, if my engine breaks, I'll just bring it to a mechanic. Believe me, it's gonna break more than you expect. It can be a starter, it can be a pull start, it can be just like the spark plug, it can be the little thing or a bigger thing, right? You're gonna have to learn the basics of mechanic on how to maintain and how to fix a two-stroke. That's just what it is. You are gonna have to. You have no choice. You must be patient. Yes, paramotoring takes a lot of patience. Number one, para waiting. When you go fly somewhere, the weather is good, you get to the LZ, the weather is totally different. Let's say you fell one launch, you're bored, you have to reset. And let me tell you, when you have to reset, when you have your paramotor in your back, 50, 60, 70, 80 pounds on your back, it takes a lot of energy out of you. It just builds up a lot of frustration when you're supposed to be focused and calm because you're about to go ahead and take off and fly. You get to the field, you're ready to fly, the engine is not starting. Frustration, you can't figure out why. Patient about your training, patient about your learning curve, and patient if you are married with your wife, because she's gonna have to be understanding about your new passion, and that's not always the case. You cannot just take your friends and your family up in the air for many reasons. Number one, legally, you have to be certified. A rating, a tandem rating, which I think, if I'm correct, you get an instructor rating first, and then you get a tandem rating. So you can't take anybody in the air unless you have those ratings. Those ratings are not easy to get. They're not impossible, but they're not easy to get. Second one, the gear. The gear you're gonna have to fly yourself is specifically for you and your all up weight. So no, you cannot just take your friends and your family up in the air. There's a whole thing behind it. Get your ratings and get different gear. My questions when I first started was, oh, what gear do I need? What do I need to train? Whatever answer that will get me up in the air fast, that's what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for all those things such as like, well, what's the weather like? I wasn't really focused on that, and I feel like a lot of people are not, just because, you know, the excitement of wanting to be up in the air. So yeah, I think that's about the main thing I think you should know about paramotor before starting. It's a big delusion for a lot of people. You just have to keep that clear in your head. There's a lot more than just fly, land, go home, and that's it. A lot more to it. But that's it for this video. You know, I've been grounded this entire week and a half because the weather is crappy and it's cold and all the stuff. If you guys can go ahead and subscribe, that would be super helpful. I really appreciate that. Give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. Let me know any ideas for new videos. I'm really craving ideas from you guys. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and don't forget to stay bad.